about or know about, like your second step. If I say that, I've been working on my second step. How about that?
Why do you think Cal's defense was so successful against you guys last year?
Because they did a good job of, preparing for us, and they have really good athletes down there, and they have good coaches, and good program. And that's what you get. You get good competition when the teams that you're going up against prepare for you like you prepare for them.
Did you make more mistakes than usual, or did they just come ready to play more so than others?
They were just, it was a good game. It's always been a slugfest, against Cal. I've always had, whether it was 3 years ago, 2 years ago, or last year, it's always been, a slugfest up front with them because they have really big, tough defensive linemen, and they do a good job of assignment football. They don't cheat things, and they're fundamentally sound, and they're tough guys. They've had a lot of success with their defense, and they did a good job preparing for us last year, and I anticipate they're doing the same thing. So we've tried to answer the call.
How does it affect you guys, if at all, the fact you guys have a bye week, not having a game as far as on the offensive side of the ball? Because you guys are a team that thrives.
I went to class yesterday because I thought it was Wednesday. But that's about the only thing that throws the system off, is that you're doing things on a different day that you're not used to. But as far as business, once we're inside there, it's a Groundhog's Day around here. Every day is the same. So every Tuesday practice is kind of the same. As far as structure-wise, but not having a game, it was a lot of fun. Just sit at home, watch games on TV, and hang out with my wife and kids, and play around and get some extra rest. And the bye week was fun to work on those things that I mentioned earlier, like your fundamentals, second step, hand placement, things like that.
A lot was made last year about Cal maybe faking some injuries to slow you guys down. What did you think at the time when you guys were kind of flopping?
It's a double-edged sword. If you slow down the tempo of the game, both sides get to rest. So, we're going to try to go as fast as we can, and whatever happens, happens. I'm not the judge and jury on anybody and whether they get hurt or not. There's been times when, our guys, there's nobody around them, and you just turn an ankle or something happens and you go down. And I think it's really disheartening when somebody actually is hurt seriously and the crowd moves, or somebody's yelling at them to get up, because even our guys last in Arizona, we had a couple of guys twist and turn some stuff, and the Arizona guys were like, "Oh, you faking it, get up!" And I'm like, "We're not the ones that fake injuries, moron." Shut up. But
So was it amusing when it happened? Did you know that they were there? Did you think they were faking?
Sometimes when a guy comes right back in, you wonder, but you can't. You'll have a conversation with him out there, like, "So what was up, man? Did you get hurt?" He's like, "Yeah, I was cramping up." Like, "Oh, okay. You good though? You good now?" "Yeah, I'm good." Okay. Just making sure. Ready to go? Okay. Ready to go.
What are your thoughts when you've seen some of the guys like the NFL? They had that deal with the Giants on that. Like, goodness gracious, now the NFL, they're doing it now too.
Same thing. I thought that it was, it's peculiar to see guys do that, but maybe we always call it the sniper, that it just looks like somebody got shot, or some guy just drops and you're like, "What happened to him?" And you start duck and cover. You start heading for the sidelines. You start get worried when people start dropping like that. But like I said, you will mention it to the guy you're playing against. Like, "Are you okay now? Did what happened?" It is amusing when it's questionable when a guy comes right back in after they have to send out 3 trainers and they're out there stretching them and pulling on their leg, and then they come back. It makes you wonder, like, I thought you were done, man. I'm glad to see you're back though. Ready, set, okay, let's go.
Is it flattering that they would do that?
It's more flattering when they when they answer the call more than chicken out of things, and they try to cheat, I think, or do things that are contrary to the game. I have more credit to Portland State or Washington last year. Their guys, they stood in there and took it blow for blow, and even though they said stuff like, if you run that play again, I'm going to throw up, or Tennessee even did that. Their guys were gassed. You could tell that they were tired from our tempo, but they stood in there. They didn't fall down, or they credit to their training, credit to their coaching and stuff, that they stood in there and they slugged it out. It was great.
Has it gotten better this year? Have you noticed it more? Or less, I guess?
I haven't seen anybody, pull a mysterious injury. Everybody that I've seen go down, there's a legitimate, possibility that somebody got hit or hurt. I don't know. I'm usually not looking. I'm usually trying to catch my own breath and get in the play, looking like, okay, lined up. Wait, there's a guy on the ground. Hey, somebody get this guy off the ground. But I don't pay attention to that.
What were your thoughts when you saw Darren in the game versus Arizona kind of go down, and it looked like he got caught by a sniper, even though he got pulled kind of awkwardly.
Yeah.
Yeah. What were your thoughts when you saw him go down?
I was a little concerned. It's your quarterback. You have a natural, guardianship as an offensive lineman to your quarterback, and if somebody, if your quarterback gets hurt, you have a sense of responsibility, like, well, should have blocked that guy or should have had somebody there to protect him, but he's a big boy and he's tough, and luckily he just popped right up, and it was no big thing. So it did concern me a little. Anytime the quarterback gets hit or gets taken down or stays down for a minute, you wonder, like, you're all right, little guy, because they're not as big as we are. They don't have as much padding and absorption, stuff like that. But I'm glad to see he popped up, and glad that he battled and played the game he played. He did a really good job.
No ill effects, I guess, in practice you've seen with Darren being slower, faster, whatever, with the knee brace.
Darren's always Darren to me. I never noticed anything wrong with him. He does a good job.
I'd give it a shot.
He's day to day. You'll have to ask him. What are the other responses I'm supposed to say?
They announced the ASU game next week is a night game, so it'll make at least 3 straight night games. I think you'll end up playing at least half of your games this year at night.
Yeah,
I figured. You guys have any preference that way, or any feeling about night games in general that way?
I like daytime games better.
Yeah.
It seems like the crowd is it feels more like it's supposed to. I think college football games supposed to be played kind of during the day, but the nighttime feel is fun. I remember when I first got here, most of our games were during the day, and the night game was the treat. And as the years have kind of the tide has turned, we've had more night games and fewer day games.
Yeah.
But it's fun when we have day games, because then you have the rest of the evening to hang out and celebrate and hang around with buddies and go get pizza and just have fun and watch the rest of the games. Otherwise, when you're the night game, you sit around all day and you watch everybody else play in the hotel, and you just kind of get stir crazy waiting for your turn to tee off.
Marcus, that game from a year ago, I know you probably addressed this, but is it relevant today?
Yeah, I answered
anymore?
that. Did anybody catch that? We'll just play it back.
Okay, but it's not real relevant at this point?
Nope.
Okay.
We have different people. They have different people, different venue, different time, different place. A lot of differences, but one thing I said earlier that is kind of the same is our preparation for them and their preparation for us. They do a good job. They're good, big, tough, talented guys down there, and they're gonna, give us their best shot, and we're gonna give them our best shot.
That line lack of relevance from last year. That last drive, you guys held us for 9 minutes. What changed there between what happened earlier and that drive?
I don't know. Just a little bit of, I'd say we, tightened the screws a little bit more, and then just, one thing, Coach Kelly gave us a little pep talk. He said, 20 years from now, you're going to tell your kids about this moment. And then he looked over at me and he said, or you can go tell your kids about it tonight. I was like, okay, I'll be sure to wake my kids up when I get home, let them know, hey, guess what? We drove the ball for 9 minutes, marched the ball 80 yards down the field, took a knee. She didn't care, but it was a fun idea that, we had the game in our hands and we could put it away if we just took care of business. And there were a lot of things through the course of the game that we had noticed and we kept working on, and that just put us in a position at the end there that we could do that.
Lastly, you said